Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video here on iStarly TV. We are continuing my Battle Stadium Singles Road to Master Rank. And in this episode, once again, I have a new team. This time around, I'm kind of breaking what has become somewhat of an unspoken tradition, which is having a shiny Pokemon represented on my team. At least one shiny Pokemon that I'm like showcasing in each battle. I don't have any shiny Pokemon on my team, but I do have a really powerful team. Oops, I pressed B on accident. A really powerful team that I built. And I mean, you know, saying I built it is kind of, you know, not fully representing the situation, but I have been seeing and playing against a lot of rain, either on Pokemon Showdown or, you know, in the actual game. If you saw my last video, spoiler alert, I actually lost pretty handily to a rain team. And basically rain is really, really powerful right now in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because, and I'd never thought I'd hear myself say this, Floatzel is really, really strong right now. This is a really good Pokemon, surprisingly, although it basically needs rain to function. However, if it's in rain, GG. So the setup of the team is you get rain up with Pelipper, simple as that. The Terra is rock, the Terra type is rock. That is not supposed to be the case. I caught this Pelipper in a raid, and this was like the only kind of like competitive Pelipper I had, and I don't think you'll ever want to terrestrialize Pelipper in this team, so I don't think the Terra type matters. But if you want to be safer, of course, you can just be water or flying or even something like ground if you're worried about electric types. But as much as I love Pelipper, it's actually one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. Pelipper is not the star of the show. The main goal with Pelipper is to set up rain with Drizzle. And then, of course, you go for any of these moves to kind of like, you know, get some damage off. And then you have the eject button, which means when you get hit by a move, you automatically switch out, which gives you really good momentum into Floatzel. And like I was saying at the beginning of this video, Floatzel is a nuke. It hits extremely hard. And I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but Floatzel has almost no switch-ins in the meta right now. Even Pokemon that resist it, you can name almost any Pokemon that resists water, it is likely one-hit KO'd by Floatzel. And the combo here is Rain plus Choice Band plus Wave Crash, which is the most powerful water type move right now that Floatzel gets. Oops, I keep doing that. Plus Terra Water. So the goal here is to basically almost every game terrestrialize Floatzel. And then, you know, your Terra Water boosted, Rain boosted, Choice Band boosted Wave Crashes are hitting extremely hard. I'm also running an Adamant Nature, which is the way to go because Floatzel has Swift Swim, which doubles its speed in the rain. And the beauty of this is Floatzel's not a super bulky Pokemon. So, but however, because it's so fast already, you don't need to invest any speed in it. So I'm actually running max HP and max attack for this Floatzel's EVs because in the rain, you're faster than everything anyway. You're faster than Dragapult, which is the fastest Pokemon in the meta. If you run into the rare Scarf Dragapult, I guess GG, but you know, there are a few Pokemon that can kind of quote unquote counter this set, but those are few and far between. The one Pokemon that I'm probably most terrified of is going to be Gastrodon because Gastrodon has Storm Drain. I guess any Pokemon with Storm Drain for that matter, but I think there's only a couple in Scarlet and Violet if I'm remembering correctly. And I mean, yeah, I don't think there's too much else to be said about this. The rest of my moves are Brick Break, Liquidation, and Aqua Jet. They kind of don't matter. Aqua Jet has helped me sometimes, just, you know, obviously, if you're outside of rain, just having that priority can be helpful for some last, you know, closing out games and stuff. But the basic way this team goes is you send out Pelipper at some point, you get up the rain, you either die, you U-turn, or you get your eject button procced. You go right into Floatzel, you click Terra, you go for Wave Crash. Simple as that. That's how 90% of games with this team are. And actually, I actually reached Ultra Ball tier finally with this team, and basically every one of my games was won that way. I lost one game and I won maybe like six games, or 5 or 6 games with this team. The one game I lost, I could have won, but I made a pretty significant misplay, but otherwise I would have won. And teams that are not prepared for this will absolutely fall. Like I said, even Pokemon that resist water will not take a wave crash. Another Pokemon I'm worried about is Dondozo, because it's a bulky water type. It has a massive HP stat and a massive defense stat. Even that's going to take a lot of damage, but I do worry about Dondozo. So Dondozo and Gastrodon are the 2 Pokemon I'm probably the most worried about. And the other funny thing is Pokemon with the Focus Sash item are also scary to me. So I want to consider adding a Stealth Rock Pokemon on the team just to kind of help with that. But Pokemon that have a Focus Sash are also scary. And it's funny because in some of my previous videos, I ran a team with Focus Sash, Glimmora. And I actually, so that's a scary one for me because they can obviously live a hit and then kind of deal some damage to me. I actually ran into 3 Glimmora teams in a row yesterday, and I was scared. The first 2 teams, they didn't even bring Glimmora, and the third team, they actually did not have Focus Sash, so I guess I had nothing to worry about in that regard. Anyways, the rest of the team is just Pokemon to round out kind of the issues that Floatzel might have, you know, because this team is kind of in some ways like a one-trick pony. If your opponent has something to handle it, you could be in trouble, right? So I wanted to bring Pokemon that are just either generally good or help cover some weaknesses. So first we have Goldango, which I don't think it really needs an explanation. It's an amazing Pokemon. It has the Covert Cloak item. This is a version of Goldango that I've run into, and I'm actually running max HP and pretty much max defense as well with the rest and special attack. And with Covert Cloak and Good as Gold, basically you're effectively immune to any status type effects. So it's really strong, and you surprise your opponents by kind of surviving their hits and then setting up some nasty plots. So the bulk has been actually pretty helpful for Goldango, and I've been really enjoying this set. Then I have my trusty Corviknight set. I figured, you know, obviously steel types are good in rain as well, and Corviknight is great. It's just a fantastic Pokemon. Then the rest of these Pokemon, I actually kind of got the inspiration for the rest of these Pokemon from a team that I saw on the Smogon forums, and they were running, well, basically the Rain Core, but also they were running Pawmot with Volt Absorb. So mine has Iron Fist because I caught it in a raid as well, but Revival Blessing, it's funny because Revival Blessing actually won me a couple games yesterday, and obviously Pawmot is an electric type, which can help take on Pokemon that would maybe threaten my other Pokemon, opposing water types, of course. And also, if it has Volt Absorb, you can absorb the electric type attacks that people would throw at Pelipper or Floatzel. So I'll probably change this to Volt Absorb right now. And then I also realized that I hadn't given a mint to my Pelipper, and I'm probably going to give it a timid mint. So we'll see how that goes. And then the last Pokemon is just Nasty Plot Hydreigon. Mine is a poison type because once again, I caught it in a raid. But I think Poison is a really good defensive Terra type for Hydreigon. I considered giving it Terra Blast, but I think just having 3 moves that you can always go for is pretty good. And of course, Flash Cannon lets you handle Fairy types, and Terastallizing into a Poison type lets you take Fairy type attacks. So again, almost every single game I'm just going to be Terastallizing Floatzel, but anyways. So I'm going to get to some games, but before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and change this to Volt Absorb and then change this to a Timid Nature. So when we get into the games, they will be a little bit different. All right, we found a teammate, or not a teammate, the opposite of a teammate. Looking at their team right away, they do not have anything that can survive a wave crash from Floatzel. However, they do have Reflect off of the Grimmsnarl, which is something that I'm not going to be happy to face. Other than that, like if they don't bring Grimmsnarl, I mean, GG, right? Goldango's pretty decent here as well, but they do also have Skeledirge, they have Dragapult, you know, they have kind of Pokemon that can handle Goldango, so I definitely want to bring Pelipper and Floatzel here. And then my third is the Pokemon that I'm kind of the most considerate of, or considering. Pawmot has Double Shock for the Grimmsnarl. It's a tough one, actually, because I'd like to bring Hydreigon, but then they do have Grimmsnarl, of course, and then they do have Dragapult, so and Salamence for that matter. This is actually a scary one. I'm definitely most afraid of the Grimmsnarl, but I still think I'm just going to bring the Pokemon that I said, because they only have a couple Pokemon that resist Wave Crash, and I think even if they set up a Reflect, the Pokemon that don't resist Wave Crash are still going to be taking a lot of damage from that. Usually we also bring Pama, and I think that's going to be the way to go with that Focus Sash. I think that's going to help. However, it really struggles against Dragapult. Oh no. Okay, well, I was running out of time, so we'll see how this goes. I hope they don't bring Dragapult, or if they do, I hope they don't bring Grimmsnarl, because Dragapult cannot survive a Wave Crash, a Terra boosted Wave Crash in the rain. But if they have a Reflect up, then it might be able to. So we're going to see how this goes. They go into Dragapult first. Interesting. Okay. So I'm just going to lead with a Hurricane. I do have the eject button item, which means if they hit me with an attack, I will be switching out. And of course, if I faint, I will also be switching out into my Floatzel. Wow, they actually have Thunderbolt. Interesting. So they're one of the rare people who, like me, run Thunderbolt on their Dragapults. So more power to them. Now here's the funny thing. If my opponent's Choice Scarfed, we might be GG. We might be losing this one, but I just wanted to see if this works the way I want it to. If they did not bring Grimmsnarl with Reflect, basically, and if they don't have any Focus Sash Pokemon, the game just might straight up be over here. Like I said, I do have Swift Swim, which makes me just straight up faster than Dragapult. So unless they're Choice Scarfed, this is GG for Dragapult. They could also be Focus Sash though. If they are, that's pretty scary, honestly. We're just gonna have to see. So let's Terra that. Let's go for that Wave Crash, and let's see what happens. This team is pretty risky too, because it's like, okay, they don't have Sash, and as you can see, even though Dragapult resists that, it does not have any chance of surviving it. What I was saying though is that with this team, we are very reliant on this one strategy, and if our opponent can foil that strategy, we're kind of flailing around. So anyways, they go into Bellybolt, who absolutely doesn't resist this. Bellybolt doesn't have like Water Absorb, right? I'm trying to think, like, what does Bellybolt have that would allow it to? Well, the answer is nothing. The answer is nothing. So if their last Pokemon is Scizor or Skeledirge, or even, as funny as it sounds, even Grimmsnarl, I think the game is just over, right? Because if they go into Grimmsnarl and go for Reflect, I'm pretty sure I'll kill them, but even if I don't, I mean, yeah, okay, so it's Scizor. Scizor cannot take this. They might Bullet Punch, but I resist that, and I'm bulky, so they actually start with a Terra, though. I don't think that's going to matter, even if it's Terra Water. Because like I said, I mean, nothing can stand... Oh, it's Terra Steel. Oh, you know what? Looks like they could be going for Bullet Punch with Terra Steel. If they're Choice Banded, honestly, we might die here. Scary. Let's see what happens. Oh no. Okay, what do we do now? Okay, everyone. Terra Steel. We just have to, are they, they're probably Choice Banded, right? Wow, okay, here we go. So, I mean, I have to go into my last. We still have some chance here. Actually, this is gonna be really funny. Let's see how many turns of rain we have. Okay, we're running out of rain here, so I can't. If I Revival Blessing Floatzel, I don't think that's gonna do anything, because I was thinking I could like Revival Blessing Floatzel. Wait, they're Terra Steel now, so they're weak to close combat. I think I can win this, unless they have like double hit. If they have double hit, I'm gonna cry. They go Bullet Punch. I go close combat. I have Sash again, so I live this. I go close combat, either kill them or, if they survive, okay, I was gonna say if they survive, I have Mach Punch. So it's funny because Mach Punch, I did have Iron Fist, which would make me do more damage. But yeah, anyways, we end up winning that game. That was scary. You see how this team kind of ends up, like, you're relying so heavily on Floatzel, and if the game plan goes wrong, sometimes it feels like, well, that's it. There's nothing else I can do, right? But Pawmot has been so clutch for me in situations where either Floatzel dies or my rain strategy doesn't really work. So great stuff. I assessed immediately that my opponent's team didn't look like it could really survive the wrath of Floatzel. And I was right about that. So that was a fun game. We're still climbing up Ultra Ball tier. Let's go ahead and see what happens next. All right, you know what, everyone? I think I just realized if I win this game, I think I'm gonna make it to Master Ball rank. So no pressure. My opponent's team has a Mimikyu, which is a Pokemon you don't really see too often these days. And it is actually a scary Pokemon in the face of Floatzel, because of course they can just live a wave, or disguise lets them live a wave crash. Oh man, you know what? They also have Dragonite, which likely has multi-scale. Everything else on their team, and I guess they have King Gambit, which likely also will have a Sucker Punch. So honestly, as I want to showcase Floatzel this game, but this is actually looking like a really bad game for Floatzel. What else do we have? We need to make this quick too. We have Hydreigon, who we can Terrastallize to take on Mimikyu and the opposing Hydreigon as well. I think Hydreigon's just solid all around. I don't have a Dragon type move though, to be honest, but being a Poison type helps me against a lot of these Pokemon. I think Pawmot is also pretty nice here, and then either Goldango or Corviknight. I think it's going to be Corviknight. I need to manage this game really well though. I don't know. This is scary. So it looks like I'm not bringing, obviously I'm not bringing my Rain Core. Hopefully my opponent expects that and they plan for that. But, I feel like if I'm a win away from Master Ball rank, I'd rather favor that, because this is called the Road to Master series, than showcasing the team. I don't know, maybe that's wrong. Regardless of whether I win or lose this game though, I will do another game after this. So if I make it to Master Ball, then I'll still do a game after this, and I'll try to force bring the Rain Core so I can show it off more, but we'll see what happens here. But yeah, my opponent's team looked very well set up for Rain, at least for Floatzel. They lead Hydreigon, which is honestly probably a worst case scenario for me. Oh, this is where, well, I was going to say this is where Terra Steel on my Hydreigon would have been nice. I'm tempted to just go Terrastallize into Body Press right now. Or Terrastallize and Roost, expecting them to go like Flamethrower or something. There's no chance they Draco Meteor here, right? I don't think I can switch anything into a Hydreigon. It just hits too hard. So with that in mind, and because I feel like Corviknight's so important in this match, oh, this might be so greedy. I'm gonna Terra and Iron Defense. I think I can live any hit from them, especially if they go for a Fire type move. I am actually max special attack, or I'm sorry, max special defense and max HP. So I'm sure I can live with a Fire type move unless they're like choice specs. I do have leftovers as well. I don't know. This is a scary situation. Their team was really good. All right, they go Dark Pulse, which I actually resist, and I hope I don't flinch. I do not flinch. That is great. Iron Defense, the reason I went Iron Defense there is, one, it'll make my body presses stronger against Hydreigon, but also because my opponent has a lot of strong physical attackers, and so just getting my defense boosted now is going to be great in that situation. I guess another Pokemon that's going to give me trouble is Skeleturge if they brought that, but given that I have so many strong water types, I'm feeling like they might not have brought that. I'm just going to start with a body press right now just to kind of get off some damage and pressure them, because I feel like if I'm just sitting here and spamming Iron Defense, they're going to just start doing other things. Like they might just, I don't know, start setting up nasty plots, or, switching another sweeper of theirs or something. So I think I'm just, trying to play my safest bet here. If they go into Skeleturge, this game is going to be a lot harder. Oh my goodness, this is huge. This is huge, because we might just kill the King Gambit right now. Oh my goodness, that is great for us. Wow. I mean, I kind of wonder why my opponent did that. I'm surprised they did that. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that, if I'm being honest, because King Gambit just doesn't have a great matchup against Corviknight anyway. Hopefully they reveal their third here. No, they go back into Hydreigon, which is, I already knew that I was in a good position against Hydreigon anyway. Do I get greedy and go Iron Defense again? They know my tricks, and they know that I'm willing to go for a body press now. I feel like they're going to Terra, although if they're Terra Steel, I'm going to body press again. Worst case scenario, they're Terra Poison. They actually Draco. Wow, okay. So I'm really, really glad I didn't go Iron Defense there, because then I would have effectively been dead. But now I might get a kill on Hydreigon. Oh yes, this is huge for me. Wow, okay. So I'm really low. Depending on what the rest of their team is, we'll see. But I'm in a huge position right now, given that it's 3v1. Like, that already is huge for me. Their last is Dragonite. Oh no. Okay, this is definitely scary, because Dragonite likely has multi-scale. Once again, I don't have a Dragon type move on my Hydreigon, but I've seen a lot of Terra Fairy Dragonites. So, I mean, my best bet here is just Roost. They're probably going to Extreme Speed, and there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, so they start by Terraing. They could be Terra Normal. If they're Terra Normal, this game is going to get a lot scarier for sure. Yeah. Oh, they are Terra Normal. Okay. Honestly, I might just lose this game to Dragonite if they're Choice Banded. I might live, but I doubt it. Especially if they're banded. Oh my goodness, I lived that. Oh my goodness, wow, okay. Wow, so that Iron Defense came in extremely clutch right here. Okay, so I think at this point, I think I'm in such a good position. I just body press. I don't want to spam Roost because that kind of invites them. Okay, they just cancel. Oh God. Wow, okay, well, I'm not sure yet if I finally made it to Masters, but even if I didn't, this was a great game. I mean, I just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I played well, but also my opponent made some interesting plays. But in that situation there, you know, I just go body press, break their multi-scale, knowing that I take their extreme speeds extremely well. I can just spam body press and they're basically dead at that point. And then basically I have Palma in the back who has a Focus Sash and fighting type moves and, you know, Mach Punch. So we're just in a great spot. Although I think extreme speed always outspeeds Mach Punch. But anyways, so that was a fun game where I didn't bring the Rain Core. Although the funny thing is, if I had brought it, my opponent probably still would have lost to it. They didn't bring any of their Pokemon that I was afraid of for the Rain. Well, they brought Dragonite, but they didn't bring Mimikyu. So interesting stuff. Anyways, let's go to the next game. Oh no, I didn't get to Master Ball. It's funny because sometimes you win a game and you get a lot of points, and then other times you win just like this and then you don't get that many. So I guess we're probably one win away now from Master Ball rank. Okay, my opponent's team once again is not something I enjoy facing. This is honestly another scary team. They have Hippowdon, which obviously can break my rain by setting up sand. I do like Hydreigon here as well. Oh, I do have Goldango for that Breloom. And Goldango, I think, just looks well positioned against their whole team anyway, except for that Hydreigon. But otherwise, yeah, I think Goldango is going to look great here. I'm tempted to bring the Rain Core. Of course, Mimikyu's a problem there. And if I do bring the Rain, I'm going to struggle against Hippowdon. You know, the funny thing is, with 0 speed investment, I actually think Floatzel... Oh, never mind. For some reason, I thought Floatzel was faster, but never mind. So Floatzel does not outspeed Hydreigon on turn 1. Okay, well, I got to make a decision here. Actually, you know what? Corviknight's also pretty strong here, especially against Hydreigon. Is this another game where I just don't bring Rain? It might be. It might just be the same 3 Pokemon. I think I'm going to do that. Because Corviknight is good against Hippowdon. Oh wait, Palmot, right? Or is it Hydreigon? Oh, this is scary. I think Palmot's Sash is so good. I think I just got to do that. Oh man, this was a tricky one. Yeah, so yesterday when I played with this team, it was so, like, almost every team just fell to the Floatzel. Today, though, it looks like my opponents are bringing Pokemon that are good against, you know, Floatzel spam, so that's fine. I mean, and I know I said that I would bring the Rain Core for this last battle no matter what, but, you know, it's scary stuff here. Okay, so I lead Corviknight, they go into Hippowdon. I mean, this is typically, given these Pokemon's stats and everything, this is a good situation for me to just basically set up Iron Defense. However, Hippowdon typically runs Yawn and Whirlwind, so I'm just going to go straight into Goldango here. They're probably going to go Stealth Rock, which actually makes my Palmot's Focus Sash obsolete, which is also really sad, but I mean, just got to go for this here. Given that Hippowdon is typically a defensive Pokemon, they usually run Stealth Rock, Yawn, and Whirlwind, or Roar, and then Earthquake. So, and they usually don't run in attack EVs. I think I just start with a Shadow Ball here just to get off some damage and scout how much it's going to do. I should be able to survive an Earthquake. I don't know how well I'm going to survive it. That does nothing, although I do drop their special defense, which is a great start for me. I mean, this is probably dumb for me. Oh my goodness, that is so much damage. It was a critical hit. No way. Wow. All right. That's unfortunate. So I might just be losing Goldango. I think I need Goldango for this is such a bad situation. I think I need Goldango for Breloom, but what are the odds they brought Breloom? They did bring Hippowdon with Sand, so it's possible they didn't bring Breloom because that would break their Sash. I'm just gonna go Make It Rain here, which I think will kill. Yeah, because if I recover, I might be able to live. Wow, they actually switch. Okay, this is already not off to a great start. Let's see what happens. They go into Hydreigon, which is cool because I'm gonna get off some good damage here. Decent damage. I think I just have to stay in and go Make It Rain again, honestly. And then I just need to find a way to beat that Hippowdon. Like, basically, if I can get in Corviknight against Hydreigon and then set up enough body press or enough iron defenses, I can probably kill it with a body press. But with Yawn and everything, Hippowdon's just going to be such a problem. Yeah, so they're killing me with Dark Pulse. I mean, there's nothing I can do here. All right, so I go into Corviknight here. I'm just gonna set up an iron defense, honestly. Oh no, I should have Terra'd there. I messed up. Sorry, I was texting someone. Oh no. So this is gonna do more damage than it needs to. But I take that decently well, and they are getting chipped away with the sand. Oh well, it's over now. So I'm definitely gonna Terra here. Terra Fighting is actually really awesome on Corviknight. On the one hand, defensively, it's pretty good because people don't expect it and lets you take hits from moves that would otherwise do a lot of damage to Corviknight. And on the other hand, it gives you stab on body press. So how much health is their Hippowdon at? I can't check. I think I just go Iron Defense. Oh, this is such a risk though. They might switch if they're like, oh, I'm over this. Like, I can't take down this Corviknight. I think best case scenario, they switch into Hippowdon here, and then I'm able to hopefully kill them with a +4 body press. I don't know though, honestly. This is okay. They Dark Pulse. I should take this as long as I don't flinch. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just gonna Roost because if they go, yeah, this is scary, but I'm gonna Roost regardless. I think the rest of their team is physical attackers, so that should help me out a lot. Yes, they are physical attackers, although Breloom's going to be pretty bad for me as well. I Roost here. If I can get up to +6 defense, then I'm in a very good spot. It's a scary game. This game is very winnable, but also depending on how they, position these last few turns, it's absolutely losable as well. All right, worst case scenario with Hippo, they do go Hippo, and they're at a high enough HP, honestly, to where I'm not confident with this, if I'm being honest. I'm at +4 with Iron Defense. I can go for Iron Head to try to get the flinch, but yeah, we're gonna have to see. That crit on Goldango was huge. That was pretty costly for me. And then of course my last Pokemon is Palmot, so I'm gonna go Body Press here. There's really nothing else to do. I can go for Iron Defense, but they're just gonna Yawn. I guess one other option is, like, if they Yawn me, I can just stay in and just wait until I wake up. So I guess that's not the end of the world. Oh, they Roar, of course. Why didn't I think of that? And this is gonna break my Sash. This is just an awful situation all around. I can actually Revival Blessing Goldango, but given that I know what their Pokemon are, man, yeah, this is really bad. Because I can Revival Blessing Goldango, but then I don't think that really matters either. Okay, I can Close Combat. Maybe kill. No, I don't even kill. They're gonna Earthquake and kill me. But then what that means is I can just go into Corviknight and set up Iron Defense, and they can't Roar me out. And even if they Yawn, yeah, I don't care about this actually. I mean, I kind of do. But I just need this thing dead, honestly. Do they have Mimikyu? I think they do. whatever. I mean, I just need this thing dead. This is definitely a scary situation though, because if they switch, okay, if they go Mimikyu, this is going to be a really, really scary situation. Let's see what they go into. They go into Mimikyu. All right, that's probably game, because now this gives them free reign to just set up Swords Dance and stuff. And if they have Play Rough, oh man. And they're going to be faster than Corviknight, so if I just stay in and try to wake up, they're going to get up to like +6, and then they're just going to kill me with Play Rough. So have to go Corviknight here and go Iron Head, and then just really just hope for the best. But I think the game is over, especially if they are Swords Dance. The game is just basically over. But I think I brought the wrong Pokemon. It's funny because I kind of expected my opponent to bring these Pokemon, but I guess I just really didn't like prepare well enough for them. I think the Terra, I guess in retrospect, I didn't need to Terra the Corviknight right away against Hydreigon because Dark Pulse wasn't doing that much, but at the same time, like, you know, I would have to pull that trigger eventually. So I go Iron Head here. Hope my only hope at this point is that they just like miss multiple Play Roughs, and obviously I can't count on that. Yeah, that's game. All right, well, that was an unfortunate one, but you know, we've run into 2 Mimikyus in a row. It's really crazy because like this has been happening. I'm just gonna run because I have a sleeping Pawmot, which is kind of cute, right? Let's see how cute he is first, and I'll talk about the situation. So, I mean, obviously the crit against Goldango was a huge deal. If they hadn't crit me, I know I would have taken those hits, even those Earthquakes, decently well because I am bulky, and then that would allow me to kind of pressure them a little bit more and even start recovering when I needed to. And Goldango was decent against the rest of their team, although being a Ghost type against a faster Ghost and Fairy type and a faster Dark type, that's not a good situation to be in. So yeah, awkward stuff. And then of course with the Corviknight situation, I think I played it the best that I could, but yeah, the fact that they had Mimikyu in the back was just not good. So unfortunately, we're not at Master Ball just yet, and that was our 3rd game. Yeah, I want to keep playing. I'll probably play one off camera, but I want to keep these videos at a reasonable time. So usually I do 3 battles, and that goes. I'll go ahead and show the team and talk about it a little bit more. But I like where the team is at. Hippowdon is annoying. Other weather Pokemon are definitely annoying as well. So I think I want to keep in mind other Pokemon that I could bring. I did have Meowscarada on one version of this team, so maybe that's another Pokemon I want to bring, but it was Focus Sash Meowscarada with Taunt, and that's kind of redundant with the Focus Sash Pawmot, so we'll see. I think actually the season ends on January 4th rather than January 1st, which is what I originally thought. So even though today is New Year's Eve, Happy New Year's by the way, I still have a few days to get to Master Ball, and I'm pretty sure I'll do it if I play enough. So yeah, this team was good. I mean, you know, we had some awkward games. We had some fun games where we got to showcase the Rain Core, which is really, really strong. And then I also had some games where I got to showcase the other part of the team, which can also do some damage. So pretty fun stuff. In retrospect, in that game, had I brought Hydreigon and Terra that, I definitely would have been able to pressure my opponent a lot more. But anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of the team. If you're interested, I can go ahead and make a code of it. So if you are interested in trying this team out yourself, let me know and I'll put a team code for it. But otherwise, I'll put the PokePaste so you can kind of see all the EVs and everything for the team. I had a lot of fun, and please like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you next time.